especially if you're over 70 years old. Now, I know what you're thinking. Eggs are the gold standard for protein, right? We've all been told that eggs are nature's perfect protein source. But what if I told you there's a vegetable that contains 12 times more protein than eggs, and it's been hiding in plain sight this whole time? Before we dive in, let me be clear about something. I've been practicing medicine for over 30 years, specializing in geriatric nutrition and age-related muscle loss, which we call sarcopenia. And one of the biggest challenges I see in my patients over 70 is maintaining muscle mass. After age 60, we naturally lose about 3 to 8% of our muscle mass per decade, and this accelerates after 70. This isn't just about looking fit. Losing muscle mass affects your balance, your independence, your metabolism, and ultimately your quality of life. Now, the conventional wisdom has always been that you need animal proteins, particularly eggs, to build and maintain muscle as you age. And yes, eggs are fantastic. One large egg contains about 6 grams of protein. But here's where it gets interesting. The vegetable I'm talking about today contains 72 grams of protein per 100 grams. Let me say that again. 72 grams compared to the 12 grams you'd get from the same amount of eggs. That's a 12-fold difference, and it's absolutely remarkable. So what is this miracle vegetable? It's spirulina. Now, I know some of you might be saying, wait a minute, spirulina. That's not a vegetable. And technically, you're right. Spirulina is actually a type of blue-green algae, a cyanobacterium that grows in both fresh and salt water. But for practical purposes, we consume it as a plant-based food source, and it's been used as a nutritional supplement for centuries, particularly by the Aztecs and various African communities near Lake Chad. Let me break down exactly why spirulina is such a game-changer for anyone over 70 who's concerned about muscle loss and overall vitality. First and foremost, that protein content I mentioned, 60 to 70% of spirulina's dry weight is pure protein. Compare that to beef, which is about 26% protein, or eggs at 12%. But it's not just about the quantity. It's about the quality. Spirulina contains all 9 essential amino acids that your body cannot produce on its own. This makes it a complete protein, which is relatively rare in the plant kingdom. Now, here's something crucial that I need to emphasize, especially for my patients over 70. As we age, our bodies become less efficient at processing and absorbing nutrients. This is called anabolic resistance. Essentially, your muscles don't respond to protein quite as well as they used to. This means you actually need more protein than younger adults, not less. The current recommendations suggest that adults over 70 should aim for 1.2 to 1.5 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight daily, compared to 0.8 grams for younger adults. But here's the problem. Many seniors struggle to eat enough protein because they have reduced appetite, dental issues, difficulty chewing meat, or digestive problems. This is where spirulina becomes absolutely invaluable. Just 1 tablespoon, about 7 grams, gives you 4 grams of highly bioavailable protein. It's easy to consume, easy to digest, and can be added to smoothies, yogurt, oatmeal, or even just mixed with water or juice. Let me talk about bioavailability for a moment, because this is where spirulina truly shines. Bioavailability refers to how much of a nutrient your body can actually absorb and use. Spirulina has a digestibility rate of about 85 to 95%. This is exceptional. The reason is that spirulina's cell walls are composed of mucopolysaccharides rather than tough cellulose, which means your digestive system can break it down easily without requiring extensive cooking or processing. For seniors with compromised digestive systems, This is absolutely critical. Now, protein is just the beginning of spirulina's benefits. Let me share with you the complete nutritional profile, because it's truly extraordinary. Spirulina is one of the most nutrient-dense foods on the planet. It contains high levels of B vitamins, particularly B12, which is often deficient in older adults and crucial for nerve function, energy production, and red blood cell formation. It's loaded with iron, about 28 milligrams per 100 grams, in a highly absorbable form. Iron deficiency is incredibly common in seniors and leads to fatigue, weakness, and cognitive decline. Spirulina also contains gamma-linolenic acid, or GLA, an omega-6 fatty acid that has powerful anti-inflammatory properties. Chronic inflammation is one of the hallmarks of aging and is linked to virtually every age-related disease: arthritis, heart disease, Alzheimer's, diabetes. Reducing inflammation isn't just about feeling better today, it's about preventing serious health problems down the road. The antioxidant content of spirulina is off the charts. It contains phycocyanin, the pigment that gives it that distinctive blue-green color, which is a powerful antioxidant and anti-inflammatory compound. Studies have shown that phycocyanin can help protect against oxidative stress, which damages your cells and accelerates aging. It also contains superoxide dismutase, or SOD, another potent antioxidant enzyme that declines as we age. Let me address muscle building specifically, because this is what many of you are most concerned about. Building and maintaining muscle after 70 isn't just about vanity, it's about survival, quite literally. Muscle mass is directly correlated with longevity. People with greater muscle mass live longer, have fewer hospitalizations, recover faster from illness and surgery, and maintain their independence much longer. The protein in spirulina contains high levels of leucine, one of the 3 branched-chain amino acids, or BCAAs. Leucine is the primary trigger for muscle protein synthesis. It's like flipping the switch that tells your body to build muscle. Research shows that older adults need about 2.5 to 3 grams of leucine per meal to maximally stimulate muscle protein synthesis. While spirulina alone might not get you all the way there, it's an excellent contributor when combined with other protein sources. Several clinical studies have examined spirulina's effects on muscle and exercise performance. One study published in Medicine and Science in Sports and Exercise found that spirulina supplementation improved exercise performance and increased fat oxidation during exercise. Another study in elderly patients showed that spirulina supplementation for 12 weeks significantly increased muscle strength and reduced fatigue. Now, I want to talk about something that affects many of my older patients: appetite loss and unintentional weight loss. This is a serious problem that can lead to frailty and increased mortality. Spirulina can be a solution here because it's so nutrient-dense that even small amounts provide substantial nutrition. For someone struggling to eat a full meal, adding spirulina to a smoothie or shake can ensure they're still getting high-quality protein and essential nutrients. Let me also discuss the immune system benefits, which become increasingly important as we age. Your immune system naturally weakens over time, a process called immunosenescence, making you more vulnerable to infections, slower to heal, and less responsive to vaccines. Spirulina has been shown in multiple studies to enhance immune function. It increases production of antibodies and cytokines, proteins that help your immune cells communicate and coordinate their response to threats. It also stimulates natural killer cells, which are your body's first line of defense against viruses and cancer cells. One fascinating study from 2008 showed that older adults who took spirulina for 12 weeks had significant improvements in immune markers and also reported feeling more energetic. Another study found that spirulina reduced the incidence and duration of common cold symptoms in elderly subjects. Blood sugar control is another area where spirulina shows remarkable benefits. Type 2 diabetes and prediabetes are epidemic among older adults, and even if you're not diabetic, maintaining stable blood sugar is crucial for energy, cognitive function, and preventing long-term complications. Multiple studies have demonstrated that spirulina can lower fasting blood sugar and improve HbA1c levels, a measure of long-term blood sugar control. The mechanisms appear to involve improving insulin sensitivity and reducing inflammation in the pancreas. Cardiovascular health is obviously a major concern for anyone over 70. Heart disease remains the leading cause of death in older adults. Spirulina has been shown to lower total cholesterol, reduce LDL or bad cholesterol, increase HDL or good cholesterol, and lower triglycerides. One study found that taking just 1 gram of spirulina daily for 12 weeks reduced total cholesterol by 16% and LDL by 10%. It also helps lower blood pressure through increasing nitric oxide production, which helps your blood vessels relax and dilate. Let me address some concerns and potential side effects because I believe in giving you the complete picture. Spirulina is generally very safe, but there are a few things to be aware of. First, if you have an autoimmune condition like lupus, rheumatoid arthritis, or multiple sclerosis, you should consult with your doctor before taking spirulina because it can stimulate the immune system. Second, spirulina has blood-thinning properties, so if you're taking warfarin or other anticoagulants, you need medical supervision. Third, spirulina contains a significant amount of vitamin K, which can interfere with blood thinners. Quality is absolutely critical with spirulina. Because it's grown in water, contaminated spirulina can contain heavy metals, microcystins from other algae, or bacteria. You must choose spirulina from reputable manufacturers who test their products for contaminants. Look for organic certification and third-party testing. Avoid spirulina that's harvested from uncontrolled environments like natural lakes or ponds. Some people experience mild digestive upset when they first start taking spirulina, particularly if they take large amounts right away. I always recommend starting with a small dose, maybe half a teaspoon or 1 gram daily, and gradually increasing over a week or two to the full recommended dose of 3 to 5 grams daily. Taking it with food can also help minimize any digestive discomfort. Now let me give you practical advice on how to incorporate spirulina into your daily routine. The most popular method is adding it to smoothies. The taste of spirulina is quite strong. It's earthy, slightly fishy, and seaweed-like. Mixing it with fruits, especially bananas, berries, and mango, helps mask the taste. You can also add it to green juices with vegetables like cucumber, celery, and spinach, where it blends in more naturally. Many of my patients add spirulina powder to their morning oatmeal or yogurt, mixing in some honey or maple syrup to balance the flavor. You can stir it into soups, especially dark green soups or broths, where the color won't be as noticeable. Some people make spirulina energy balls with dates, nuts, and cocoa powder. There are also spirulina tablets available if you really can't tolerate the taste. You simply swallow them with water like any other supplement. For muscle building specifically, I recommend taking spirulina about 30 minutes before exercise or immediately after, combined with a carbohydrate source. This timing helps maximize muscle protein synthesis and glycogen replenishment. If you're not exercising regularly, and I strongly encourage you to do some form of resistance training, even if it's just body weight exercises or light weights, then take your spirulina with breakfast to give you sustained energy throughout the day. Let me talk about realistic expectations because I don't want to oversell this. Spirulina is not a magic pill that will instantly build muscle or reverse aging. Nothing is. Building muscle at any age, but especially after 70, requires consistent protein intake, regular resistance exercise, adequate sleep, and overall good nutrition. Spirulina is an extraordinarily powerful tool in your arsenal, but it works best as part of a comprehensive approach to healthy aging. That said, the research is genuinely impressive. Studies show that older adults who consume adequate protein, including high-quality sources like spirulina, combined with resistance training 2 to 3 times per week, can gain significant muscle mass even well into their 80s and 90s. We're talking about measurable increases in strength, improvements in walking speed, better balance, and enhanced quality of life. I've personally seen patients in their 70s and 80s transform their health by prioritizing protein intake and incorporating spirulina. One of my patients, Margaret, came to me at 73 with significant muscle loss, difficulty climbing stairs, and chronic fatigue. We increased her protein intake to 1.4 grams per kilogram daily, added spirulina to her morning smoothie, and started a simple home-based resistance training program. Within 6 months, she had gained 5 pounds of muscle, her energy levels had dramatically improved, and she was back to gardening and playing with her grandchildren without pain or exhaustion. Another patient, Robert, age 78, was recovering from a hospitalization for pneumonia. He had lost considerable weight and muscle mass, and was at risk for frailty. We used spirulina as part of his nutritional rehabilitation because it was easy for him to consume even when he had no appetite. Combined with physical therapy and a high-protein diet, he not only recovered his previous strength, but actually became stronger than before his illness. Now, I want to emphasize something important about protein distribution throughout the day. Recent research shows that it's not just about total daily protein intake. It's about how you distribute it across your meals. Older adults benefit from having 25 to 30 grams of protein at each meal, rather than having most of their protein at dinner, which is what many people do. Spirulina can help you boost the protein content of any meal easily. Add it to breakfast, have it in a mid-morning smoothie, mix it into a lunchtime soup. This consistent protein stimulation throughout the day keeps your muscles in an anabolic state, constantly repairing and building rather than breaking down. Let me also mention that spirulina may help with cognitive function, which is obviously a major concern as we age. The brain requires enormous amounts of energy and is highly susceptible to oxidative damage. Spirulina's antioxidant properties, combined with its B vitamins and essential fatty acids, appear to have neuroprotective effects. While the research is still emerging, some studies suggest that spirulina may help protect against cognitive decline and improve memory and attention in older adults. There's also interesting research on spirulina and anemia, which affects about 10% of people over 65. Anemia causes fatigue, weakness, shortness of breath, and cognitive impairment. One study in older adults with anemia showed that spirulina supplementation significantly increased hemoglobin levels and improved immune function. Given spirulina's high iron content and vitamin B12, this makes perfect sense, and it offers a natural approach to supporting healthy red blood cell production. I want to address cost because I know many seniors are on fixed incomes. Spirulina might seem expensive at first glance, but when you consider its nutritional density, it's actually quite economical. A pound of quality spirulina powder costs about $30 to $40 and provides roughly 100 servings at the standard dose. That's about 30 to 40 cents per day for an exceptional nutritional supplement. Compare that to the cost of multivitamins, protein powders, and separate supplements for iron, B vitamins, and antioxidants, and spirulina starts to look like a bargain. You can also grow spirulina at home if you're adventurous. though it requires some specific equipment and careful monitoring to ensure purity and safety. There are small-scale spirulina cultivation kits available, but for most people, purchasing from a reputable commercial source is more practical and safer. Let me share some specific product recommendations. Look for organic spirulina that's been tested for heavy metals, microcystins, and other contaminants. Some well-regarded brands include Nutrex Hawaii, which grows their spirulina in Hawaii in controlled conditions using deep ocean water. Earthrise, which has been producing spirulina in California for over 40 years, and Pure Hawaiian Spirulina, another Hawaiian producer with excellent quality control. These companies provide certificates of analysis showing their products are free from contaminants. Now, I want to talk about combining spirulina with other foods for maximum benefit. While spirulina is exceptional on its own, combining it with other nutrient-dense foods creates synergistic effects. For example, combining spirulina with vitamin C-rich foods like citrus fruits or strawberries enhances iron absorption. Combining it with healthy fats like avocado, nuts, or olive oil improves absorption of fat-soluble vitamins. Adding it to probiotic-rich foods like yogurt or kefir may enhance its immune-boosting effects. Here's a practical daily routine I often recommend to my patients. Start your day with a spirulina smoothie. Blend 1 tablespoon of spirulina powder with a banana, a cup of berries, a handful of spinach, a tablespoon of ground flax seed, a scoop of Greek yogurt, and your choice of milk or plant-based milk. This gives you an excellent balance of protein, fiber, healthy fats, vitamins, and minerals. For lunch, have a high-protein meal like fish, chicken, tofu, or legumes with plenty of vegetables. For an afternoon snack, you might have some nuts, cheese, or a small protein shake. For dinner, again focus on lean protein with vegetables and whole grains. This pattern ensures consistent protein intake throughout the day to support muscle maintenance and growth. I also strongly encourage resistance training, which is absolutely critical for maintaining and building muscle after 70. You don't need a gym membership or fancy equipment. Bodyweight exercises like squats, push-ups against a wall, chair stands, and leg raises are highly effective. Resistance bands are inexpensive and versatile. Even just doing these exercises for 20 minutes, 2 to 3 times per week, combined with adequate protein intake from sources like spirulina, can produce significant results. Let me address one more topic, the environmental impact, because many people are increasingly concerned about sustainability. Spirulina is actually one of the most environmentally friendly protein sources available. It requires very little land or water compared to animal agriculture, produces oxygen rather than greenhouse gases, and can be grown in areas unsuitable for conventional agriculture. Producing 1 kilogram of spirulina protein requires just 2,000 liters of water and 3 square meters of land, compared to 15,000 liters of water and 326 square meters for the same amount of beef protein. As we're living longer than ever before, the question isn't just about adding years to your life. It's about adding life to your years. Maintaining muscle mass, strength, and physical function is absolutely fundamental to healthy aging. You want to be able to play with your grandchildren, travel, pursue hobbies, and live independently for as long as possible. Nutrition, particularly adequate protein intake, is one of the most powerful tools you have to achieve this. Spirulina represents a unique opportunity, a single food source that provides exceptional protein, comprehensive vitamins and minerals, powerful antioxidants, and anti-inflammatory compounds, all in a highly bioavailable form that's easy to consume and digest. For anyone over 70 concerned about muscle loss, energy, immune function, or overall vitality, spirulina deserves serious consideration as part of your daily routine. In conclusion, while eggs are indeed an excellent protein source, and I'm certainly not telling you to stop eating them, spirulina offers something truly remarkable. 12 times more protein by weight, complete amino acids, exceptional bioavailability, and a host of additional health benefits that go far beyond protein. For older adults facing the challenges of age-related muscle loss, reduced appetite, and increased nutritional needs, spirulina is not just a supplement. It's a powerful tool for maintaining strength, independence, and quality of life. I encourage you to talk to your healthcare provider about whether spirulina is right for you, especially if you have any chronic health conditions or take medications. Start slowly, choose high-quality products, and be patient. Building muscle and improving health takes time, but the results are absolutely worth it. Thank you for watching, and here's to your health and vitality at every age. If you found this information valuable, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with anyone who might benefit. I'd love to hear your experiences with spirulina in the comments below. Stay healthy, stay strong, and I'll see you in the next video.